Hi, welcome to the Bright Light Wellness YouTube channel. I'm excited to finally get this going. I have had an Instagram and a podcast for quite some time and just haven't really delved into YouTube yet, but I wanted to start doing this so you could see me and I could chat with you guys and teach you all the things about quantum health, circadian health, and homeopathy. Yeah, that's what this goal of this podcast is. I will teach you the things that have been effective on my own chronic healing journey and the things that have been effective for my clients as well. So the things that I promote, which we'll talk about, which will be circadian biology, lifestyle practices and principles, and will also be classical homeopathy. These are the two things that I found really, really important on a healing journey. So these are the things that I will focus on the YouTube channel. I also have a podcast that I co-host with my awesome friend, Heather Crimson. You can check that out. It's called the Quantum Connection Podcast. So you'll also see those videos posted as well. So the ones that I can post, I've already had a few removed, but the ones that I can post will be here. If you, want the uncensored version, I suggest heading over to Apple or Spotify and following the Quantum Connection podcast. So, yeah, I wanted to share a little bit about who I am today so you know what Bright Light Wellness is all about. So, I am Vanessa Baldwin. I am a certified classical homeopath. I am also a certified circadian / quantum clinician. I'm certified in applied quantum biology as well. And I'm also certified as an ancestral health practitioner. So that's the other modality that I use, which is kind of like using our circadian biology and our diet to help um, us as healing modalities. I am super passionate about helping other people overcome health struggles through holistic healing. I really like to coach my clients on really like simple lifestyle changes that really make a huge impact on health. I also, of course, like I said, use homeopathic medicine. This is a really big passion of mine, and I want to bring homeopathy back into the light, back into use, because I know if I would have had homeopathy on my own healing journey earlier, I would have been in a lot better place. Um, but homeopathy can actually uproot the real root causes of chronic disease. And, I am a person who absolutely understands what it's like to be at the bottom of a health crisis. I was so sick. I was up all night, in chronic pain, considering not being here anymore. Like that's how rock bottom my health went to. So this helps me bring a lot of compassion and empathy to my clients, I find, because I know what it's like and how debilitating symptoms can be for a person. So I really just want to be your partner on your health journey and support you. Um, I do want to share a little bit about my personal health story, just so you gauge what I'm about and what are the things that I've dealt with and the things that I've overcome. So first of all, anybody's health journey, and mine specifically, starts all the way back from when I was a little girl. I was kind of born in a lower level of health. We can say I had a compromised gut microbiome. We can say my constitution was weak. We can say my redox was weak, but I was just born in what we say a lower level of health. And this is obvious to see because I had colic as a baby, which is a sign of an indication of a lower level of health. And I also had chronic bladder infections beginning at age 5, which was indicated from a lot of incontinence, so bedwetting, wetting your pants, a lot. This was one of my symptoms. And, my mom, like anybody else, decided, all right, let's go get this checked out. They test me. I have bladder infections, and this keeps coming up. I'm having these what we call chronic bladder infections. And I was given, unfortunately, long-term antibiotics. And if you are in the health industry, the detriment that antibiotics have on our body. Antibiotics actually mean anti-life. So, and your body is made of bacteria. It's called the mitochondria. And when you take antibiotics, you then not only kill the pathogenic bacteria, but you also are killing the good bacteria that we actually need, those good mitochondria. You're destroying your mitochondria when you take them too long, but this also helps, um they're important. It's important to have a lot of beneficial bacteria. And if you don't have it, then the bad take over and the good can't fight. So we have to understand that. So taking long-term antibiotics was definitely an impetus to me having chronic disease later on in life. Now, I grew up like really, really super conventional, like, typical 90s lifestyle, conventional medicine was what we went to. We trusted doctors and pharmaceuticals is what we did. I grew up in the 90s, low fat, processed foods. We used the microwave all the time. My mom cooked with 2 microwaves. Like it was very conventional living. There was not a lot of holistic health practices. I mean, zero, honestly. I didn't even know what that was. I also took birth control pills from age 16 to 25. This is also another really big, what we call suppressive therapies. These are allopathic medicines that can very much suppress the immune system. So, or this case, suppressing your hormones. And I know that contributed to me later getting some other hormonal and metabolic issues in life. Of course, those long-term antibiotics never cured my bladder issues, and I had reoccurring bladder and vaginal infections pretty much my entire life. It was a constant merry-go-round of an antibiotic for my bladder and then an antibiotic for my vaginal, fungal infections, yeast infections, and it was just a seesaw, a back and forth between them, and I was chronically on those all the time. As I got older, I developed obesity. I used to be 60 to 70 pounds heavier than this. I had hormonal imbalances, of course, the PMS and all those hormonal symptoms very strongly, and metabolic issues, trouble balancing my blood sugar, you gains weight easily, all the things, right? I did something that I thought would be helpful on my health journey. I went to Weight Watchers, because what do we all do when we feel like, okay, I've had enough of being obese and having metabolic issues and hormonal issues, and I want to fix my health, right? So what do? I went to Weight Watchers, unfortunately, and this was not really great for my health. It was, this chronic low fat, which was actually detrimental to my hormone health. Chronically under eating, again, also detrimental to your cortisol levels, your hormone health, your body, and just fueling your body with what it needs. And I was also doing chronic cardio and exercising. I got really into marathon running and all the things. And that also was fueling this chronic cortisol that I was typically running on like all the time. I was literally the Energizer Bunny who never stopped and was just running on chronic stress. And of course, chronic stress isn't good for nobody. I was always injured, whether it was plantar fasciitis, patella knee tendonitis, hip joint issues. I had some hip issues. I had a problem with my pubic bone. I had all these injuries. And A, chronic cardio can do that. But B, also, when you're also combining that with a low-fat diet, what's happened is you don't have enough fat cells, well, not enough fat cells, enough cholesterol in your body to actually aid in the healing, because cholesterol is not necessarily bad. Cholesterol, actually, what it does is it aids in healing. It's actually an antioxidant, it's an electron donor, and it actually is a big part of the repair process. So when you don't have enough cholesterol in your body, this is why cholesterol is there during heart issues, is because it's actually trying to help put the fire out. That's what cholesterol does. It helps put the fire out. So it's definitely not the bad guy that we think it is. But that is a part of the reason why I was always injured. Now I'm not. I started developing autoimmune diseases. No surprise there. The way I was treating my body was not really nice. I developed alopecia areata, which is like these giant holes all over my head of bald patches. And then I got another bladder infection, and I went back to antibiotics, and this time antibiotics couldn't heal it. So this now was a chronic bladder infection, or what they diagnosed me as interstitial cystitis. Interstitial cystitis, that's a hard one to say, but it actually just means that you have a chronic bladder infection. So yeah, I was diagnosed with that, and I tried, of course, all the conventional treatments for that. There was medications and bladder installations and switching up your diet to remove acidic foods and blah, 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 blah. None of that ever really helped. When the pandemic came, and that was a very stressful time where I was living in New York, and yeah, I wound up also developing Hashimoto's disease. Of course, stress can definitely, contribute to Hashimoto's or any chronic disease or any autoimmune disease. Um, but also was the environment I was living in. I was under a lot of blue lights, 3 screens staring at me, which artificial blue light can be detrimental to your body in many, many ways, and so can non-native EMFs. So, yes, that was something else that happened. My Hashimoto symptoms were fatigue, being cold, joint pain, some anxiety going on, weight gain. Just those were my Hashimoto symptoms. And then, during the pandemic, everybody, has, let's see, there is a thing that is recommended that you receive in your arm. And being autoimmune, I thought that would be a really smart idea for me. This is something I need. This is something I have to do, right? So I did it. I went and I got it. And after the first one, I noticed I felt off. My breathing was off. Something was wrong with my lungs. I just couldn't take a deep breath. But I ignored that symptom and decided it's probably just coincidental. And then I went and got the second one 3 weeks later. And then that was when my level of health went from I'm surviving to I'm completely unable to live a normal human existence. Basically, I believe it triggered like mast cell activation syndrome. I developed severe depression where I was crying just about every single day, and I had zero clue why I was crying. I developed panic attacks. I was actually laying on my classroom floor. I'm a former special education teacher. I've done that for about 15 years of my life. I was laying on my classroom floor, unable to I was totally frozen in fear. I had chronic debilitating pain. Every joint on my body felt like it was on fire. I had insomnia where I just was up all night and couldn't sleep. I had extreme heart palpitations. The breathing issues continued. I had chronic gut issues and diarrhea, and basically turned my life upside down. And then it actually got worse because I developed another bladder infection because my immune system was so compromised at that time, that I just happened to develop another one. And again, antibiotics couldn't touch it. And this bladder infection was like chronic, severe, top 10 bladder pain every single day. And it was really, really, really stressful on me. And it was a very dark, dark time in my life because that pain would keep me up every single night. I dreaded the night every night. I tried, of course, allopathic medications, all the Western medications, all those standard treatments, and nothing really helped me. I tried functional medicine, genetic testing, supplements up the wazoo, every supplement there was. I was also diagnosed with mold, Lyme disease, parasites, H. pylori, chronic bladder and yeast infections, adrenal fatigue, hormone imbalances, but none of that was helping me having those diagnoses and getting all that functional testing. It was pretty much a waste of my time, energy, and money. And I continued to just get worse and worse. I even tried other alternative medicines like acupuncture and physical therapy, like pelvic floor physical therapy. I got a Healy device, which is a frequency device that can help, I tried other forms of energy medicine like Reiki and hypnotherapy, basically all the things. I also tried every diet there was. Autoimmune protocol, which then, hopefully rids the body of, potentially triggering foods. No, I tried animal-based, I tried keto, I tried carnivore. Carnivore was the worst for me, unfortunately. I had chronic water diarrhea, lost my period, just really put my health and I actually developed tinnitus from it, which is better, but still there. I tried low oxalate, low histamine. I tried GAPS. I did cold therapy. I bought a sauna. Just all of the things that a person could tempt trying. The sauna's probably been a little bit on the helpful side, but better for me now than it used to be. Out of all those things that I just mentioned. But needless to say, the most important thing is that I am a hell of a lot better now. I'm pretty much back to my healthy, vital self with very minimal symptoms, and I live a very fulfilled life. And I'm obviously not in this debilitating chronic pain where I can't be, doing things. And I'm doing so much better. I'm about 90% better than from where I was when I'm telling you my worst. And the only things that really have helped me are 2 things, is Circadian Biology Lifestyle Principles. And on my channel, you will learn all about what that means. And classical homeopathy. So this is why I not only then, once I found out these modalities actually worked on me, I studied them and I became certified in applied quantum biology, which is the same as circadian biology. So that's the practical application of how to use circadian biology to improve people's health. And what does that look like? That looks like as using sunlight as a modality, as seasonal ancestral diets as a modality, as mitigating our artificial light environment and mitigating our non-native EMF environment. We'll talk about these things, but that's what it looks like. And classical homeopathy is actually a system of medicine, and I'm going to make a separate video on what classical homeopathy is, but it is a system of medicine that actually uses like cure like to uproot chronic diseases from a real root cause place, which I will chat about more in another video. So I just wanted to share that with you so you knew a little bit of an impetus about who is Bright Light Wellness, Vanessa Baldwin, who is she? Why are we, why does she have this channel? What is her goal in this channel? My goal is to teach you that you have other alternative healthcare options and that, you have other alternative healthcare options and that you're not alone in your chronic healing journey. I know what it's like and I can help you get out of a dark place if that's where you are. And if you've tried all of the things like me, but you haven't tried homeopathy, classical homeopathy and circadian biology, then you haven't tried everything. And they can be very, very impactful on a healing journey. So I wanted to share that about you. I also want to tell you that I'm not only, I'm a mom as well. I have 3 boys and I'm a wife, and this is what I do full-time for a living now. I am a classical homeopath, so you can book in for classical homeopathy sessions. You can also book in for me for group coaching. You can book for circadian biology lifestyle practices and also one-on-one coaching. I offer personalized healing healthcare plans. And I also offer, just a lot of things that can support your health. I offer some courses and some ebooks, some small courses on getting your light environment right, some small courses on ancestral seasonal diets, and I also offer a large course actually on rebalancing your rhythms, which is a pretty extensive course. And then I also offer some acute homeopathy courses as well. So I hope this video was helpful. I hope it gives you a little bit of insight into who I am and what I'm about and why I'm so passionate about homeopathy and circadian biology lifestyle practices, and really passionate about supporting people and you if you're having some health issues. I'm really passionate about helping you with those health issues. And honestly, I always say whatever the issue is, circadian biology and homeopathy can really help you make traction, especially if you've been in this stuck place. So I hope that video was helpful. And I will see you on the next video. Please, of course, I have to do the nonsense, right? Like, subscribe to my channel if you want to learn more. Check out my website, check out my Instagram, check out all the things, right? Follow me. Yeah, I'm not really good at this whole marketing thing, but I'll try to get better. Have a good day.